What is up? My name is Gavin McHale, and I'm a business performance coach, and it's my job to make sure you make the type of money that you deserve in your business. And let's be honest, most of us, if you're anything like me, grew up believing that making more money meant working harder, and it meant working even more. But the punch in the gut here is that if hard work alone made you rich, then every nurse, every construction worker, right, everyone who worked these crazy difficult jobs would be millionaires, if not billionaires. The truth is, it was never about hard work in doing the thing. The hard work is in working on yourself. And you don't have a work ethic problem in your business. You have a work ethic problem in working on your own stories. You have a money story problem that is going to require your attention and your work. So today, I'm going to help you find and rewrite that story so you can finally keep more of what you earn and actually feel good about it. I'm going to give you a quick example from my own life. Back in 2021, I hit my first ever 20K month. And for me, this was just massive, right? Like to make 20K in a month, maybe you're listening to this going, that is a huge amount of money that I don't know even what I'd do with it. Well, here's the problem. I didn't know what I'd do with it either because I made over 20K and I was so excited to tell my wife and show my wife the numbers. And then the next day I had to go back in and tell her that I couldn't pay us because I didn't know how to hold on to that much money. Logically, it didn't make any sense because on paper I was super successful. I made 20K in that month, but subconsciously, I was the kid whose parents always said money doesn't grow on trees. I was the kid who watched TV shows every night that naturally showed me that life was a grind and that work was hard and that you were always living paycheck to paycheck. And I was so used to living paycheck to paycheck and living in survival mode that having more money than I needed felt incredibly uncomfortable. And because I hadn't done the work yet to challenge that belief that it was safe to have more money than I needed, that I, whatever could hold that, my brain just kept me stuck in that cycle of survival, no matter how much money I made. So I found a way to spend that money that I had made. So I want to break down three money mindset traps that I see a lot of you guys falling into and how to get out. So the first one is what I call moving goalposts. We all think when I hit this milestone, then I'll feel a certain way. But when you get there, you don't feel the way you thought, and the goalposts move. Someone's making more. Well, maybe I'll feel better if I hit this. Maybe I need that. The lifestyle creep comes up. You spend more money, so you need more money. And the scoreboard never feels satisfying. It's like this never ending hamster wheel that you're on. So the fix of this is instead of chasing arbitrary numbers of more, define what winning looks like for you right now. Okay. If you don't know offhand how much your life actually costs to live every month, your current life, mortgage, bills, all that stuff, how much does it cost? You need to know. So that's the first number you need to know. How much does it cost to live your life and to run your business? Then, how much does it cost to live the dream life you want to live, to buy the house, to take the trip, to whatever it is? Write it down and get specific. I've said to people, where do you want to buy the house? How big of a house do you want to buy? Go on Zillow, go on Redfin, go check listings, check ChatGPT, and ask how much a house is going to cost. Get specific so that you can have a very clear scoreboard so that when you look up at the scoreboard, you can actually see some numbers. Okay. That's lesson number one. Lesson number two, or money mindset trap number two, is the childhood cult. We all grew up in a cult, just so you know. We all grew up in the cult of what our parents believed about money and about work and all of these things. Most of your beliefs about money were formed before you were a teenager. So I encourage you to grab a journal and start to think about, what did your parents say about money? And what did they do with their money? Did you pick up the story that money was scarce? Did you pick up the story that anybody rich was evil or were bad or in some way should be judged? So answer, what was modeled for me about money growing up? What emotions do I feel when I think about being wealthy, when I think about rich people? And are these feelings and these thoughts and these stories mine, or are they inherited from somebody else in my life? If you can start to figure that out, you can start to rewrite your money story. And this is the one, this is going to lead into money mindset trap 3, which is the emergency brakes that we all have, because this one's sneaky, right? You hit a big income month and then unconsciously you burn it down for some reason. You overspend, you overcommit, you start something new you don't need. And that's because your subconscious brain, like mine, doesn't feel safe holding more money than you need or holding that level of abundance. We all have a set point. We all have a set point at which our nervous system feels safe. Beyond that set point, you will find a way to get rid of it. So if you're sitting there going, I'm making 10K a month right now and I want to make 100K a month, I can promise you, you can't handle 100K a month right now. You must do the work to be able to handle it before you can get it. So the fix is, what is the story that you're telling yourself about money? Maybe that if I make more than I need, I'm going to spend poorly. I'm going to waste it, or maybe people are going to judge me, or maybe I'm going to lose my friends. What is that belief that you have about money? And then ask yourself the 4 questions from Byron Katie. Is this true? Is it true without a shadow of a doubt? Is it a fact? What happens when I believe this, when I buy into this belief in this story? And what could happen if I decided to believe something different? Process sounds simple, but this is how you rewire your subconscious brain and your stories about money. You will come up with a new truth that serves you better. So if you remember one thing from this video, let it be this: your money mindset is likely a set of stories that were inherited from somebody else. And you are allowed to edit that story. You are allowed to change that story. So this week, I encourage you to pick one of these traps to work on. Define your scoreboard. Question the stories that were inherited from your parents and other people you trusted, and release one old story that's no longer serving you. Because as the great Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. If this resonated with you, drop a comment below, share a belief you're ready to rewire. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.